Okay, so if you're watching this, most likely you received our signature page pack or one of our junk journaling kits. So our signature page pack includes a bunch of different papers, whether they're reproduction or vintage, and you can either sew them into a journal or you can replace them in your refillable journal. So today there's another video of teaching you how to sew them into a journal, but this video is for replacing different papers in your refillable journal. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. So this is one of our refillable journals. They come with mixed media paper, and you get 2 signatures in the journal, and I want to add some of my individual papers and not have just blank paper, so I'm going to go ahead and do that today. It's just like a really easy way to make your journal custom to like the style of journaling that you're doing or art that you want to do. So I took off the elastic and I'll set that aside. So right now you've got 2 signatures. I'm going to use a combination of the paper that's in here, but I'm also going to use some of this mixed media paper that the journal came with. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and remove the staples on this journal or on this signature so that I can add more paper to it. Okay, so let's see what paper came with this group. Each one is going to be different because we use vintage paper as well as some printed paper that we made from items that we found. Oh, so that's cool. So I've got that. I've got a paper doily, some ledger paper, music sheets. Let's see. Oh, some coffee dyed paper. That's cool. A Sears catalog page. Some vintage handwriting, coffee dyed paper, and then the printables. Okay, so let me pick out my favorites. I'm for sure going to use the coffee dyed paper. I'll use one of those. The dictionary page. For sure the Sears. That one. We'll do that, the ledger paper, the doily, that one. And then let's see what printed options. Ooh, I like that. And that one. Kind of a neutral type. All right. So I think that's good. So then I still have all of this paper left over that I can use for other projects too. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and fold everything in half. Depending on the size of your refillable journal, you might have to trim some of this paper down to match the size of the journal that you have. All right. Okay, so now I'm just going to organize it in the way that I want it. So I'm going to keep do a coffee dyed piece on the front. And then I'm just kind of stacking them the way that I want. And then the signatures were all 10 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can kind of keep them the same page counts so that you know that it's going to fit in the journal nice. But depending on like the paper that you've chosen, if it's thicker or thinner, you can kind of alter that a little bit too as well. But just know, like, especially if you like to do like a lot of pockets and embellishments, you want to make sure that your signatures aren't too thick. Okay, so you'll see the mixed media paper as these. So I've got a little bit extra up here that I'm going to trim off so that I make sure that it all fits in the journal nice. And then I'm going to actually fold those in to create a pocket with those. So I'll leave those kind of hanging out. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of tap all of these nice. And then I'll use my ruler to trim off the extra. That it's all nice and flush. Okay, so I have my first one. I have a saddle stitch stapler or a long stapler. If you don't have one of these, it's okay. You can sew your signatures individually instead of stapling them. And that is just 100% a preference, depending on how you would like it. But there is a QR code in your kit that has a link to another YouTube video where I show you how to sew a signature. So you can check that out if you don't have a long arm stapler. And then you would just sew the signatures individually to create individual signatures like this. Okay, so I've got my first one. So let's do the next one. So I'll do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 9, 10. I'm actually going to make this one a little bit bigger because I really want to use the paper doily. 11 and 12. Okay. So I've got those. Same thing. I'm going to trim off that extra. And of course, I always recommend that you keep all of your scraps. That would be really cute in collage. You can use them for other projects. And then I'll fold that one in as well. All right, so then I'm going to open it up to the center and either sew or staple them all together. Oh, of course I run out of staples. So I use gold staples in my stapler just because I like the extra pizzazz, I guess. Pizzazz, what a weird word. All right. Okay. This stapler you can find for like $11 on Amazon, and it is life-changing if you don't want to sew everything in. So okay, so now that I have my 2 new signatures, I'm going to grab my elastic again, and I'm going to have them side by side, and I'm going to find the center of each signature. And then I take my elastic and connect the 2 together like that. and then I make it like that. See, now those are connected. And then I can take my journal cover, and then you just slide that paper into the elastic on the journal, and then you have transformed the paper in your refillable journal. So now you have all these different varieties and types, and it just really is the type of journal that you... Oh, I put that upside down. What a dummy. Hold on. I'm just gonna quick switch this around. So really you can make any journal to match the style of journaling that you're doing, whether you like the bright colors or you're gonna paint in it or whatever your preference is. Okay, is this one upside down too? No. Okay. And now I can add pockets and embellishments and all the things that I want for my journal.